First, the news was Julian Edelman retired.
Absolutely. But the reason why we got to talk about the jersey
Yeah.
is because, like you said, Julian Edelman retiring, and people are having the conversation of, is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? So we're going to address that part first. But then, obviously, the direct comparison that everybody wanted to make, as if Patriots and Steelers already don't have enough bad blood, they say, well, man, what's Hines Ward versus Julian Edelman? Which one should be it?
Yeah, if you're saying Edelman's in, then why isn't Hines in?
Exactly. Like I'm loving this, and that's why I was so happy when you pulled up with the jersey. I'm like, yes. And that's back when they had like the skills challenge and stuff. Back when Pro Bowls mattered, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, make the Pro Bowl great again, baby. Can we make the Pro Bowl great again? I can get behind that.
Yeah, sure.
I want skills challenge. I want to see you throwing. I want to see. And remember the Celebrity 7-on-7 they used to do?
I don't.
Man, yes, they used to have like the Celebrity 7-on-7 right out there, man, doing a little Pro Bowl. It was awesome. From everything I watched, I loved it.
Yeah.
But Julian Edelman hanging it up.
Yeah, do you have any takes on him hanging it up? It seems like it was just injury related. He couldn't pass the physical.
Yeah.
He's probably missing his boy Brady.
That's right. Honestly, before he retired, I legit was like, yo, he's about to just go right down the Gronk path. All right, when is he signing with the Buccaneers, right? New England South. That's what we'll call Tampa, New England South. All right. So that's all I was wondering.
Pittsburgh West, New England South.
Absolutely. Pittsburgh West, New South. Yeah, what it is. I understand why both organizations, we all want to relocate to, warmer climates. It makes sense now. I'm with it. Makes sense. But that's what I thought initially. I'm like, man, because the injury that he had a year ago, to me, I didn't think it was anything like crazy.
He was having a good year with
Cam. He was, absolutely. I thought it was just more so, all right, the season isn't going how we wanted to go. You're nicked and bruised. We're just going to shut you down. That's kind of how I took it. But then to see him say I retired because of the injury, I'm just like, I don't know. But if that is what it is, it's unfortunate. Because to me, man, I look at Julian as a high end. I mean, you could throw him in there in that great player category, right? But I think it's still a difference between a great player and a Hall of Famer. Like, to me, the great players, man, they step up in big games. You look at his postseason stats, they speak volumes. You think about the window that he had, especially the last couple of years with Brady, where he was going crazy. Like, all of that is great. You look at the longevity, you look at the consistency, you look at him, what he had to overcome to get into the league. I mean, it's not like he's a first-round draft pick. This is a former quarterback at the MAC. And switching positions, I tell you, I remember him first as a DB. Because in 2011, we're playing the Patriots, he's playing corner.
Yeah.
He would do a little bit of slot receiver. He was a corner and a return man. And then to see him blossom into what he did, the career that he had, Super Bowl MVP, it makes me want to throw up in my mouth because the New England Patriot. I got to talk nice about him right now. But as a whole, it's just like, dude, you respect his game. But in terms of the Hall of Fame category, that's where it's a little bit different. But I don't think it's his fault. It's more so the perception of the position he played. Similar to the All-Pros and the Pro Bowls. He's not a wide receiver 1 or 2. He's a slot receiver. A slot receiver is like a will linebacker in a 4-3 defense. You can have 100 tackles. You can have 1 interception, 4 forced fumbles. They're going to look at him, and they're going to look at this 3-4 outside linebacker with 13 sacks and say, I want the guy with 13 sacks to get that Pro Bowl, that All-Pro. I don't care about this off-ball linebacker. And slot receivers the same way. First thing we do when we talk about receivers, we're pulling up stats. Who got 1,000-yard receiving years? Yeah, wide receiver 1s and 2s have that. But when you're operating out the slot, it's totally different in terms of how many opportunities you're going to get and things like that. So even though I don't think he is right now, I don't think it's because of him. I think it's more so, like I said, the perception of the position he played as a slot receiver is different than playing wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. No different than a free safety versus strong safety. You look at a strong safety's interception numbers versus a free safety's interception numbers. Typically, the free safety has a lot more because they're in position to do it a lot more, whereas the strong safety is in the box. All of those comparisons just show like why it's hard for players like him, who are great in their own right, to ever get into the Hall of Fame, from my perspective at least.
So, do you think he should be in or not, though?
Like if it was up to me, I would, because I understand like the difference of the positions. Because I mean, you look at his impact. You tell me his impact wasn't felt on a Hall of Fame caliber level, regular season and postseason. Now his regular season, he doesn't have the longevity, but the past 5 years or whatever where he was really on his peak, you look at that, but then you look at his postseason and those numbers as well. And I know we'll say, well, Hall of Fame for regular season awards. But Terrell Davis, let's be real, Terrell Davis is definitely more Hall of Fame because of the postseason, the 2 Super Bowl years versus this elongated regular season. Like he didn't do it. Wasn't like that.
Yeah, it should
What you
be.
think though, man?
I agree. It should be nuanced like that. I just go back to you say the name, Hall of
Mm-hmm.
Famer, yes or no.
Yeah.
The moments that I've seen from Julian Edelman in those playoffs, and even whenever we were facing him,
Always,
he was
man.
always open, bro. Like he
Always.
pissed me off so
Oh,
much. Like
pissed you off. Pissed me off too. Every time we play, who is covering Julian Edelman? All right, he's right there. He's the little fella that runs in the slot. All right, kind of like Wes Welker, but not all the way Wes Welker. That guy. Like,
yeah,
come
the
on,
numbers don't tell the whole story whenever
Yeah.
you look at it as a career because his
Mhm.
first 4 seasons from age 23 to 26, I guess Welker was their starter. He wasn't
Yeah.
getting much time. So that goes
they're-
into play whenever you talk about his seasons
Mhm.
and his total receiving yards.
Yeah.
But if you
Because
want
they went Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, and then Julian Edelman became like their go-to guy, but that was still in concert with Gronk.
Amendola was on the squad
Yeah.
too, but like whenever he
Mhm.
became like the best receiver on the team, it was 2013.
Mhm.
So you have from 2013 to 2019, that's what is that, 6 seasons where he was the main guy.
Yeah.
And then I guess you could add 2020 in there, but like there's basically from those first 4 seasons all the way to that last season where he got injured, those are 5 like just wash seasons. I
Yeah.
guess it totals up to almost 900 yards, but in 5 seasons, 900 yards, you minus that from his 6,800 total right there, that's 5,900 yards in basically 6 seasons of his peak.
Right.
That's pretty
He
damn
was on
good.
par,
And that's with
Yeah.
injuries too. Like those 6
Mhm.
seasons, there's a lot of injuries in
Yeah.
there. But then you had the playoffs too. Like I gotta give
Like
it to him.
his postseason is crazy. I mean, I think it's 15 total games, and he has 1,400 receiving yards, 5 receiving touchdowns, threw for a touchdown as well. Like, I mean, and they also had the punt returns in there as well. I forgot all about that. He was their punt returner. To me, man, it's just like I think he got some tackles in there as well because, like I said earlier, he was playing defense. He's a productive player, very, very productive player. I think it's just the position that he played isn't for the people that don't understand the nuance of it. It's hard for them to understand how good, or excuse me, how great he was. You know what I mean? Just how impactful he was as well. And that's when it comes to the votes, though. That a lot of times I feel like is going to be the disconnect there. You know?